Meghan Markle isn't just upset, she's fuming. That's the word coming straight from Netflix insiders, and it wasn't whispered in passing, it was announced loud and clear. Her anger has hit a new peak after discovering that the very platform she once considered an ally is now showering attention on her longtime rival, Victoria Beckham. Not just attention, but a full-scale celebration, glossy red carpet, flashing spotlights, and wall-to-wall promotion, the kind of grand rollout Meghan never got. For Meghan, this goes far beyond business competition. It's personal. Victoria Beckham is fronting a brand new Netflix series set to launch on October 9th, and the hype surrounding it is enormous. The company has unleashed its full marketing machine, press tours, ad campaigns, the works. Exactly the treatment Meghan expected for her own Netflix projects, which were instead quietly released with little promotion, treated almost like an afterthought. The message is blunt: Netflix is betting big on Beckham, not Markle. That stings because Victoria wasn't always just another celebrity to Meghan. She was once part of the inner circle: dinners, photos, royal wedding appearances. But it all came crashing down after Meghan allegedly accused Victoria of leaking private details to the tabloids. The claim was never proven, but the fallout was real. David and Victoria faded from Meghan and Harry's social circle, and now, years later, they're back on the opposite side. Netflix's shift isn't just corporate strategy, it signals a change in perception. Executives reportedly concluded that Meghan generates headlines but not subscribers. Victoria, meanwhile, has what Meghan lacks: likability. There's a strong nostalgia attached to the Beckhams, amplified by their ties to the royal family. David's recent collaboration with the King's Trust only boosted their reputation further, while Meghan drifts further from every corner of royal influence. And then there's the delicious twist. Meghan, who once accused Victoria of being a tabloid leak, is now mentoring Victoria's daughter-in-law, Nicola Peltz, the actress and heiress married to Brooklyn Beckham. Meghan's been advising her on family drama with the Peltzes, but somehow that information also leaked, allegedly by Meghan herself. The irony practically writes its own documentary. Meanwhile, David Beckham hasn't forgotten the snub. At the Invictus Games in Sydney, he attended with his children, but Harry reportedly brushed him off completely: no photos, no greeting, nothing. A public misstep that lingers when the other party is David Beckham, a global icon and brand powerhouse. Today, the Beckhams are warmly embraced by Buckingham and Kensington Palace. They're spotted laughing with Camilla, chatting with Catherine, effortlessly fitting into the royal fold. They've taken over the role Meghan and Harry once played: the glamorous, relatable celebrity couple the royals could count on. But this time, there's no drama, no memoirs, no tell-all documentaries. Just polished smiles, effortless charm, and seamless brand synergy. Meghan, once the face of the royal pop culture crossover, is now watching the spotlight shift without her. To her, it feels like a conspiracy. To everyone else, it looks like strategy, and Netflix has made its choice. Her paranoia about the streaming giant's shifting loyalties isn't baseless. Yes, her reactions may be dramatic, but they're not entirely wrong. Because while she fumes over Victoria Beckham's sudden star treatment, the real wound cuts deeper. She hasn't just been replaced, she's been quietly dismissed. It's the equivalent of being uninvited to your own party and then watching someone else arrive in your dress to thunderous applause. Insiders admit Netflix simply lost faith. Meghan's projects didn't deliver. Despite endless media buzz, the numbers weren't there. Viewers tuned in briefly but didn't stay. Critics were unimpressed, audiences weren't loyal, and in the streaming world, that mix is deadly. Netflix plays hardball with return on investment, and Meghan's brand didn't bring it. Victoria, on the other hand, is a safer, stronger bet: global name recognition, style appeal, and none of the drama that seems to follow Meghan everywhere. The cruel twist is that Victoria never had to fight for it. She didn't need to craft a royal-adjacent persona or sit for explosive interviews. She stayed stylish, stayed quiet, and when Meghan and Harry exited the royal stage, she and David slid seamlessly into the space they left behind. Now the Beckhams are the establishment's unofficial glam couple, adored by the public, embraced by the palace, and backed by Netflix. Meghan is left chasing a spotlight that's already moved on. But her anger isn't just at Netflix. She sees a bigger pattern, a coordinated effort to edge her out. According to those close to her, Meghan believes the industry has closed ranks against her, punishing her for breaking royal protocol, for speaking out, for simply being Meghan. She suspects sabotage in headlines, betrayal in boardrooms, executives who once courted her now dodging her calls. Whether or not it's true, it fuels her reality. That belief only deepens as the Beckhams are absorbed into royal circles. David now represents the king's trust on the international stage. Victoria has bonded easily with Queen Camilla and Princess Catherine, connections Meghan never managed to forge. The irony is sharp. Once accused of leaking stories, the Beckhams now sit comfortably in the very seats Meghan and Harry abandoned. Even Kensington and Buckingham are aligned in their support. Prince William's court and King Charles's team have both embraced the Beckhams, seeing them as the perfect public partners, respected, global, safe, and free of the Sussex drama. It's a PR masterstroke, and it's working. Meanwhile, Meghan is left working back channels, trying to claw back influence as the world moves on without her. Meghan has been leaning on her connection with Nicola Peltz and Brooklyn Beckham, framing her royal past as a kind of mentorship currency. But instead of influence, it comes across as desperation. Stories keep slipping out about her advising Nicola on tricky in-law dynamics and navigating high society marriages, and each time they resurface, they underline the same truth: the more Meghan talks, the less weight her words carry. Meanwhile, David and Victoria haven't uttered a single word. No comments, no rebuttals, just silence. And in celebrity culture, silence can be deafening, louder than any headline. Meghan's frustration is at its peak, but the real sting doesn't come from Netflix or the Beckhams. It's the dawning realization that her royal departure didn't leave the vacuum she imagined. The monarchy adapted, the public moved on, and the spotlight she assumed would remain hers has shifted elsewhere. What she's facing now isn't just rejection, it's the creeping shadow of irrelevance, watching others thrive in the very roles she once claimed as her own. Adding to the discomfort is Harry's shifting posture. He seems to feel it too. Lately, he's been smiling harder in public, almost overcompensating, performing charm at every turn, dancing at charity events, sparring with swords for cameras, writing large personal checks for donations. But behind the scenes, whispers suggest something more vulnerable. He wants back in. Not in an official sense, but emotionally. He misses the structure, the respect, the spotlight unburdened by disclaimers and lawsuits. Meghan may still be waging her war with the institution, but Harry appears to be seeking a truce. And surprisingly, Charles may be more receptive to Harry than to William. Sources close to the palace say Charles feels William's carefully managed pace, fewer engagements, more curated appearances is hurting the monarchy's visibility. This stands in stark contrast to Charles himself, who despite cancer treatment, continues to push through a demanding schedule. The press has noticed, too. Once celebrated as the golden couple, William and Kate are now being criticized as too careful, too polished, even lazy. The narrative shift is striking. Tina Brown, once a staunch supporter of the Cambridges, has pivoted. She now champions Harry, presenting him as the relatable, spontaneous counterpoint to William's stiff professionalism. His open collar charm is cast against William's buttoned-up formality. According to her, people crave emotion over etiquette, energy over precision, and Harry, for all his flaws, still knows how to deliver that. In a twist no one expected, Meghan is fading from the story while Harry is being reimagined within it. Even the media, long his harshest critic, is softening. The Daily Mail, which built years of headlines tearing him and Meghan apart, has started publishing oddly sympathetic pieces, framing Harry's slow drift back toward the fold as growth, even redemption. The reshuffling is real and Harry, not Meghan, has become the focus once again.